this isn't just any ordinary Thursday night football game. This is lots at stake. Rams and Seahawks, this has been lurking. This has been percolating. This has been boiling underneath the NFC West lid and the entire NFC lid since these two teams faced each other earlier this season when the Seahawks darn near kicked their way to victory in SoFi Stadium when the Rams and the Seahawks faced each other in week number 11. Ball on Jason Myers' foot from about 60 yards away with no time left, despite all of the turnovers that the Rams got off of Sam Darnold. Again, the Seahawks almost survived. And then the Rams tripped up in Carolina, and the Seahawks now are neck and neck with the Rams, welcoming them into their homes tonight on Thursday Night Football with the NFC West at stake and the NFC at stake. The Rams are 1 in the NFC. The Seahawks are 5 in the NFC. And lurking right behind them are the San Francisco 49ers, ready to take control of this division and also maybe the conference. Ruining the story and perhaps the dinner and perhaps maybe the evening, to use the phrase from Step Brothers back in the day. This is what it's all about. On top of all that, would you believe this is the first ever Thursday night game? Which is remarkable because Thursday Night Football has been going on ever since NFL Network essentially invented it. And I went on the road and heard all these folks saying these games stink for about 15 years. And then handing it off to Prime Video eventually after so many other networks were doing it on our behalf at NFL Network. Would you believe this is the first Thursday game ever in which both teams enter with 11 or more wins?
Wow.
Really?
Correct.
That's crazy.
I haven't seen a game like this before. Also, the last time the Seahawks played a game in December or later in which they were taking on an opponent who was just like them in the top 2 records in the NFC. Last time the Seahawks played in such a game was Week 16, 2014. When they beat Arizona. Remember the Arians coached Arizona Cardinals with Carson Palmer? They beat Arizona and then went on to lose in the Super Bowl to Brockman's Patriots.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Last time the Rams played in a regular season game between the NFC's top 2 records in December or later was 2001 when they beat the San Francisco 49ers in Week 13, and then St. Louis went on to lose the Super Bowl to Tom Brady and Chris Brockman's Patriots.
Man, we won a lot, huh, TJ?
Well, the good news is whoever wins this game and makes the Super Bowl will not see Tom Brady in it.
Oh,
that's
not yet.
Not even calling it.
I don't know.
Okay, great.
You never know,
Maybe,
Rich.
you never know.
You know what I mean? Never say never.
The Rams already clinched a playoff spot. The Rams have already clinched that spot. They can't clinch the West tonight, but with a Rams win, the Seahawks would need to win 2 more games. They only have 2 left. They'd have to sweep those games and have the Rams lose their final 2 games against Atlanta and Arizona. Seahawks need to win if they want to surpass the Rams. And then, of course, if the Rams lose and the Seahawks take first place, that would be great for the 49ers because the 49ers have already beaten the Seahawks in Week 1, and they face the Seahawks again in Week 18. So the NFC West is up for grabs for the 49ers regardless who wins this game tonight. It's better for them if it's the Seahawks. And it's not, again, just this at stake and how rare it is to see a matchup like this. Tonight, if the Rams win it, Sean McVey would get career win number 100. He's 39 years old. He does not turn 40 until January. The only other individuals who have won 100 games before they turned 40 are named Curly Lambeau and George Halas.
Heard of him.
So McVey, fresh off of having his second baby, and then perhaps seeing Puka Nakua's latest video having a cow, he's got
good 90s reference.
A big milestone up for grabs tonight. Is the MVP of the league playing in this game? Well, I have about 3 pages of stats here in front of me that says Matthew Stafford is in fact playing in this game tonight, and he is going to be the MVP. He's got a career best win percentage and passer rating. He's also leading the NFL in passing touchdowns and passer rating and touchdown to interception ratio. He's second in pass yards, 209 behind your guy Dak, TJ, who is about to throw for 4,000 yards as a Cowboy.
Yeah, boy.
Brady and Peyton Manning are the only players to lead the NFL in passing touchdowns after turning 37 years old, and it sure looks like Stafford's going to join them because he enters Week 16 leading the NFL in passing touchdowns by 8 over a guy he just beat last week in Jared Goff. Since the merger Super Bowl era, 7 previous players have led the NFL by 8 or more passing touchdowns. The last one was Aaron Rodgers in 2020, and the only one who did not win MVP that season of the 7 previous players was Dan Marino in 1986 when he led the NFL by 19 passing touchdowns.
What? What?
But Lawrence Taylor won Most Valuable Player that year.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Stafford's on pace to become the 17th player in the Super Bowl era to outright lead the NFL in passing touchdowns and passer rating in a single season. 10 of those players won the MVP award that season. I could go on and on. He's on fire and has not lost to the Seahawks since becoming the Rams' starting quarterback. He's beaten Sam Darnold 3 straight times. As we all know, Darnold is having a really nice season in his first year with Seattle. He's 11-3. Leads the NFL in passing yards per attempt, 8.8. Certainly helps to have Jackson Smith-Njigba going off. We'll get to that in a second. The list of players to have 10 or more wins and 100 or more passer rating in the first season after changing teams. He has joined Vinny Testaverde in 98 for the Jets, Brett Favre for the Vikings in 2009, Peyton Manning in 2012 for the Broncos, Tom Brady for the Bucks in 2020. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Matthew Stafford for the Rams in 2021. And he also joins himself last year with the Vikings. Allow himself to join himself. He's now done it twice.
Allow myself to introduce.
The only player over the last 15 seasons to throw 4 interceptions against an opponent, as he did back in Week 11, and then defeat them later in the season. You want that list?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to join Brady in 2011 against Buffalo, Andy Dalton against Baltimore in 2017, Ryan Tannehill against Houston in 2021, and the 2022 version of Joe Burrow against the Steelers. That's what he's trying to do there. Oh, by the way, this game between the Rams and the Seahawks, by the way, you're welcome, Prime Video, to set this thing up for you on a Thursday night because it is must-see. The Rams and the Seahawks are the only 2 teams to have a top 5 scoring offense and defense in 2025. The Rams are second in scoring, 30 points per game. Third in points allowed, 18.6. The Seahawks are 5th in points per game, 28.9. And second in points allowed, 17.3. This is the 10th December or later matchup between 2 teams entering the game ranked in the top 5 in both scoring offense and defense since the 1970 merger, and one of the 2 teams in each of the last 7 matchups reached the Super Bowl. Woo. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The best sack differential this season. The Broncos, and believe it or not, the Falcons are 1-2 in that regard at plus 41 and plus 27. Then you find the Seahawks at plus 24 and the Rams at plus 18. They sack people. They don't give up sacks. Matthew Stafford has the second lowest quarterback pressure rate faced this season. Just 26% of his passes he's been facing pressure. Only Aaron Rodgers has faced less pressure. Maybe he's getting rid of the ball just like Stafford. Darnold is 4th on that list. Then you've got running backs. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum have each had 70 or more rushing yards and a rushing touchdown in 3 straight games. They're the first teammate duo to do that since at least 1950. Woo. The only other teammate duo since 50 to even have 50 or more rushing yards and 1 or more rushing touchdowns in a 3-game span. Jim Brown and Bobby Mitchell for the Browns. They both made the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Zach Charbonnet leads the Seahawks with 8 rushing touchdowns this year. He's just one of 8 running backs with 8 or more rushing touchdowns in each of the last 2 seasons. Kyron is one of them. In terms of Seattle players to do such a thing this century, Kenneth Walker III, his teammate, did it in the 2 previous years to Charbonnet doing it last year and this year. Marshawn Lynch and Sean Alexander are the only other ones. And then we all know about the receivers in this game. Are you picking up what I'm putting down about tonight's game?
Seems like it's a pretty big game tonight.
More or less.
Jackson Smith-Njigba and Puka Nacua are first and second in the NFL in receiving yards. They're also the only ones to be averaging 100 yards receiving per game in the NFL. This is the first December or later matchup between the top 2 NFL players in receiving yards since Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson went at it in 2021, back in Week 16. 5th season in NFL history that's featured a matchup between the only 2 players in the NFL to average 100 or more receiving yards per game that season. Last time that happened was Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill in 2022. Before that, Anquan Bolden and Terrell Owens. That's what we're seeing. Smith-Njigba is responsible for 44.7% of the Seahawks receiving yards this year. And Puka has had 167 yards receiving in Week 14 against Arizona, and then followed it up with 181 receiving yards last week against Detroit. The last receiver to have as many such yards in a 2-game span for the Rams was Torrey Holt in 2003.
Big game.
I think I've laid it all out for you.
Take that for data.
Thank you, Coach Fizdale. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.